If you can't beat them, join them, right? Well, that's what Commonwealth Bank is saying today. Australia's largest bank with 6.5 million customers, that's 25% of Australia's population, announcing that they're going to be looking to offer cryptocurrency trading in a first for Australia's big four banks, with a pilot system launching shortly and a full-blown launch in 2022. What does that mean for us here in Australia, and what does that mean for cryptocurrency as a whole? Well, stick around as we dive into it now. Yeah, what is up, gang? Tex here from unitytradinggroup.com. Thank you for joining me. I thought I had to record something on this today. This was too big to pass up. So this will be a short video, but I think it's really interesting now as we identify how the landscape of cryptocurrency and adoption here in Australia is changing. It's funny, you know, back in 2016, 2017, obviously many years before that as well, the thought of offering a cryptocurrency service through a bank here in Australia, not to mention Australia's biggest bank, was laughable. You would have laughed the person out of home and office if someone had mentioned that to you. And you know, for a lot of time, Australian cryptocurrency speculators, driven by banks and other financial exchanges or financial institutions, have bashed cryptocurrency as a money laundering service, criminal activities, underground, black market, all that sort of stuff. So when you look at the overwhelming demand from millennials in particular, for cryptocurrency exposure here in Australia, up to 17% of our population have dabbled in cryptocurrency, and CBA even stating that over 500,000 of its clients have actively transferred money outside of their Commonwealth account to cryptocurrency exchanges. So it made massive sense. And when you look at competitors to traditional financial institutions like Afterpay, for example, very mostly driven by millennial activity, it makes a lot of sense for them to offer this. So let's go through this and have a little bit of a look at what this means for the cryptocurrency sector. It certainly didn't hurt the CBA today, up 1.17% on the day's end. So the announcement certainly didn't hurt them. But we're going to go back through and have a little bit of a look. So looking at what this means now, I'll go through some of the stats for you. So as I mentioned, 6.5 million customers the Commonwealth Bank offers to. 25% of our population and 500,000 of its clients already trading in cryptocurrency or actively sending money out to cryptocurrency exchanges. So this is going to be built in conjunction or in partnership with Gemini Exchange. So that's run by the Winklevoss twins, and also in conjunction with Chain Analysis. So Gemini would facilitate the trading, and Chain Analysis, which provides compliance and intelligence services for transactions over blockchain. So having a little bit of a look and looking what the CBA has said today, they said customers have expressed concerns regarding some of the crypto services in the market today, including the friction of using third-party exchanges, the risk of fraud, and the lack of trust in some new providers. Little bit of bullshit, but a little bit of truth sprinkled on top of that. And I guess it makes sense. If you have 6.5 million customers, undoubtedly not all of those are going to be millennials. You've got the older generation of Australians who are looking to invest in cryptocurrency. We've been looking at speculation about superannuation funds diving into it. We're looking at ETFs being launched as well. So undoubtedly that's looking to appeal to a wider audience. But the majority of this is driven by millennial demand, I would imagine. So he said this is where we see it as an opportunity to bring a trusted and secure experience for our customers. So that does make a lot of sense. If you're quite an older person who's not tech savvy like this and understanding blockchain and cryptocurrency and how to trade, having something native like that you could look to put your funds into, that will be controlled within the CBA mobile banking app. So you'll have your traditional accounts, and then you'll also have your cryptocurrency purchases within that as well. Makes a whole lot of sense. So I think it helps for wider adoption with the older community of Australia who are using the CBA to dive into and dabble into cryptocurrency. So what they said as well is that there'll be 10 assets, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. You would imagine there would be others in there, perhaps something like maybe XRP or Bitcoin Cash, for example, where we've seen that sort of adopted in a lot of other places as well. And they're looking to launch a pilot program in the next few weeks, and then they'll look to launch this fully in 2022. So sources close to the matter told AFR that CBA 6.5 million customers will be able to buy Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies next year, as well as view their holdings inside the main CBA app, enabling consumers to pay for everyday items with BTC is being considered. as an additional feature that could be added to by the CBA down the track. So not only will you be able to then purchase things with your traditional fiat, they're looking at potentially offering the ability to purchase things with your cryptocurrency as well. So if the CBA goes forward with its plan to enable Bitcoin purchases through its main banking app, 1/4 of the population will have frictionless access to the world's best form of money. This is coming from a NASDAQ article, so this is not me making this up. By reducing barriers, CBA might allow millions of people to start acquiring their first Bitcoin as early as next year. Now, this is interesting with this. So it's unclear whether the Commonwealth Bank will allow customers to withdraw BTC into an external wallet for which they hold the private keys. What does that mean? It means everything's controlled within their own ecosystem. It means you can't exchange or pull funds from that and send it through to Binance, for example, or Bitstamp or Qcoin or whatever it is that you are trading. So I guess it takes more of the risk out of things when the CBA controls everything, which is a pro and a con in itself. I guess it's a pro for those who are new to the system and just want everything in one simple place, but it's also a little bit of a con if you are a millennial. What benefit will you really see in doing this if you can't pull it out to another exchange? If you're only opting to provide 10 assets to trade, then what benefit is that to me? I can sell it out to fiat, and then I can put the fiat to buy Bitcoin in another exchange and then trade other assets and then bring it back. It kind of just doesn't make any sense. So it does, but it doesn't at the same time. So that's an interesting one. But the bank might shed light on their plans for withdrawals in the formal announcement, so hopefully they do that. But if neglected, this feature could hurt Bitcoin adoption long term, as BTC on a banking app would function very much like an IOU and effectively undermine one of the sovereignty enabled. So yeah, that's what I just said is very much highlighted here. So it's a very interesting day for cryptocurrency here in Australia. What would that mean for other financial institutions here in this country to allow this? You would imagine that CBA would be the litmus test for this, and if it does roll out smoothly and with the way that they want, why wouldn't the other banks jump on board? Why? Because it's money for them that they're losing if they don't adopt this. So that's essentially what CBA is saying. They're saying we're seeing all these other exchanges and institutions out there making money off cryptocurrency. Why don't we throw our hat into the ring and squeeze a little bit more juice out of our clients? So a very, very interesting day for this. There wasn't a whole bunch more that was really said in this here. Some of I can't recall who it was, but there's been a senator at the moment. Oh, here we go. And Andrew Bragg, who has spoken a lot about regulating the crypto sector, actually came behind this and said, this is not a bad idea. This is something that we need to be certainly mindful of how it works out, but a good idea overall from the CBA. And obviously the CBA have consulted with AusTrack and make sure that everything that they're doing is above board and able to be rolled out smoothly. They certainly wouldn't be doing so otherwise. But to have the backing of the senators and people within the political institutions saying, this is something that we commend, then I certainly think it helps adoption here with cryptocurrency in Australia. So an interesting little fundamental report today out of Australia. I'm definitely going to be watching this very, very closely, as you should too. If you're a CBA customer, certainly a very good thing. Maybe it might mean that if we are exchanging money out of our banks into cryptocurrency exchanges, we won't have our bank shut down anymore. Who knows? Interesting times ahead for cryptocurrency here in Australia. Just a quick one from me. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on that alert icon so you get notifications every time that we go live here at UTG. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time.